Hey everybody, Marc Victor here. Can you believe Ukraine didn't even come up in the debate? I can't believe it. This is one of the most pressing issues in the world, and we didn't even discuss it during the debate. So I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you about Ukraine. First off, the United States military, that's for our country. That's for our defense, and any of our allies who we have agreements with. The question is always the same. Is another nation aggressing against us? Are they threatening to aggress against us? If they are, we should act. Okay, so let's look at the Ukraine and Russia situation. Do we have an aggression against us? Absolutely not. Do we have a threat against us? Maybe. I was keenly paying attention while Russia was attacking the nuclear reactors in the Ukraine. Okay, this could be a substantial threat to not just us, but to other people in the world. That requires a little bit more analysis and a little more discussion. But if that's a substantial threat, we got a right to act. But putting that aside for a moment, Russia is not aggressing against the United States, period. Therefore, the United States should not be involved militarily or financially in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Now, I know some of you don't like that answer, but think of part B of the answer. Individual citizens and groups and corporations are absolutely free to act, and they should act. They can send money to the Ukrainians if they choose. They can send other assistance to help the victims of Russian aggression if they choose. I did. I personally sent my money to help people in the Ukraine, and you can too. We can also refuse to trade with uncivilized nations. So what am I saying here? Said another way, we can accomplish exactly what we're doing right now, helping the Ukrainian army, without official government policy. Well, why would that be important? It's important because we don't want the United States government taking a position unless the United States government should be involved. Individual citizens can send exactly the same amount of money to the Ukrainian military to help them buy military weapons to defend themselves. That's a market question. Are there enough people here in the United States who have a political will to help the people in Ukraine, or anywhere else for that matter? They should act as individuals and not put the official United States government at risk here. When I say at risk, I mean at risk of war. We should talk about it. We should be absolutely extraordinarily careful to avoid all war. This is not an abstraction to me. I lived in a hole up at the front line by the minefields in Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm. I took nerve agent pills. I took anthrax pills. People die in war. People get paralyzed in war. We blow billions of dollars in war. We should be extraordinarily careful to avoid war, and especially so when we're dealing with nuclear powers. War is the worst expression of humanity, and I think we should be a lot more energetic at avoiding it. We are the most powerful nation on earth, and we should absolutely stay that way. What should we be doing right now officially as a government policy? Why aren't we meeting with Vladimir Putin? Why on earth are we not sitting with him and negotiating with him and getting this thing ended? We have an untenable situation right now. We're fighting a proxy war with a nuclear power. We need to be much more energetic about ending this situation. Russia will be defeated economically, just like the Soviet Union was, as a result of their own socialist policies. Russia's in a bad way, and they should be. By the way, final thought on this point, we need to be 100% permanently energy self-sufficient. This issue of buying Russian oil and dealing with thugs and now begging Venezuela or the Saudi Arabians for oil is outrageous, and it's really a national threat to us. We shouldn't be draining our reserves on oil either. We have oil, we can pump it here. I'd rather do that than buy it from thugs. But again, you heard my thoughts hopefully earlier in a different video on nuclear energy. That's our future. Let's get energy self-sufficient. Let's be serious about that and not be beholden to thugs around the world who are selling us oil. Okay, much more about this if you're interested. liveandletliverevolution.com. Check out my stance. Look at the issues. I write a lot about foreign policy here. Thanks for listening.